Nilight has sent me a pair of these lights to review them, let them know how I think of them, and then, I get to hang on to them for free, which is awesome. So I got these, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with them. I knew that I have trailers, friends with trailers, and trailers and lights, trailers always need new lights. So I thought, well, shoot, I can surely find a use for them. My youngest son was like, hey, Dad, I know where we can put them. Let's put them on my four-wheeler. Okay, sure. The back of his four-wheeler is, you see, is missing the light. Well, what happened there is it was originally broken, so I pulled it off and I made a bracket. This is the bracket that I made. So it's supposed to fit these lights. This is made for a 6.5 inch oval light. I didn't pay attention to the fact that what I bought from Nilight was a 6 inch. So it fits kind of sloppy in this bracket. And I thought, well, maybe we could use it. I decided against it. Went to eTrailer.com, bought a 6.5 inch trailer light. Except this light and the Nilight are the exact same size. Now, the only difference is I bought the Optronics grommet, I believe this is called. This grommet, if you can tell, has this lip that goes all the way around it, which is awesome. Nilight, their lip, you have a little bit right there, as you can tell, and then you have a little bit right there, and that's it. It's a very small lip. So it fits top and bottom on here, but the sides fit just inside these holes. So it doesn't really hold all the way around. This Optronics does. Now, I tried to put the Nilight in the Optronics grommet. It didn't fit. But the Nilight is incredibly bright. I actually prefer it because it plugs in here. Where's their wire? Here's their wire. So here's the wire that they sent with it. You splice it in, and then this plugs in. So that means you have a lightweight butt splice here, and then your heavyweight plug is mounted on the light, which is firmly attached here. As opposed to this, which I don't know if this is more industry standard or the Nilight is, I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with these lights because most of my trailers have the standard, Walmart, Harbor Freight, square lights that just bolt on. And I was actually going to switch some of them to these style because I really like these better. But I don't like this heavy connector just dangling around. It's, it's permanently affixed here. There's just, So what I'm going to do for his four-wheeler is I'm actually going to cut this off because this will do me no good. I'm going to butt splice it, and it will be 100% attached. I will have no connection. Now this one, I don't know, yeah, you can see. So it shows what's what, which is awesome. The Nilight has the exact same style, and apparently this connector is an industry standard. These hook into each other. I've already tried it, but I prefer the Nilight better. I'm actually sad I'm not putting it on. Now, for the price. For me, this is free. But Nilight, a pair of lights with grommets. Granted, I hope that on a new revision they fix the grommets and make them more like the Optronics. But if you had a thicker bracket, this is, what is it, 16th inch steel, super thin. If you had a thicker bracket, which is normally what these go into, the Nilight I think would fit great. I like it. So, back to price. $16 for a pair on Amazon was the last price that I saw. Pair of lights with the pigtail and the grommet. $16. Now, this light by itself was $12. This grommet was another $4, I believe, plus 10 shipping. So my total bill from eTrailer was $25 for a single light, meaning I'd be looking closer to 50 mark for two. Granted, the shipping is going to be, you know, it was like, I think $7 shipping or something like that. But the shipping is going to stay the same. But still, I prefer this. I like this connection. It's actually got a boot around it, so it's going to stay more watertight. While we were fitting this up, I let my son hook up to the lights on his four-wheeler, and we run tail, we run brake, just so we would know what's what here. There's not a listing on this Nilight pigtail, but I believe they listed in the Amazon listing as far as what the colors are. And I don't know, in that video I know that we show, and I'll put it after this, but you'll see this not painted, so you know it was way before this. But I want to say the ground, or the black is the ground, the white's the tail, and the red is the brake. But that video will tell. So my preference, both cost wise and how they're built, with the exception of the grommet. And Nilight, please look at modifying that grommet to fit a little bit better. No joke, go buy one of these Optronics from eTrailer. You'll see this. I mean, this is a really good design. It even has this other extra lip. Yeah, you can see it right there. It has that extra lip right there. It's got a strengthening rib, a couple strengthening ribs around. But that all-around lip, I mean, that just sets this grommet apart from this one. You know, just that little nub of a lip. And it's more on the ends. It fits really good on top and bottom. And had I cut this down just a little bit from, you know, what I got off the eTrailer website, then it would probably be fine. But, you know, I mean, the thing is, if these lights are supposed to fit in existing holes, and I've even looked at eTrailer to see, they actually sell a bracket looks almost exactly like this. I didn't realize until after I'd already made this. But I checked the measurements on it, and it lines up with what I've got here. So if you buy a thin sheet metal bracket, the Nilight is not going to drop in and sit very well in it. So here's the Nilight. See, it looks good, but if I flip it over, you can see that nub is just inside the hole, and it's the same on both sides. These actually fit over. These are good. So it's not holding it down, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of room to squish down. Would it fit? Absolutely it will fit, but it doesn't take much to push it out. On the other hand, here's the light I got from eTrailer. You see it still has a little bit of push down. The sides aren't quite as squished out as the, you know, these sides aren't quite as squished out as the top and bottom. We see that the grommet locks in all around. I have all kinds of space. I mean, you can see that, all kinds of space. It's not made for a bracket this thin, but it will still fit. Now, I'll do the same thing. Quite a bit harder to push out. That's why I'm preferring this grommet setup over the Nilight, because being this is going on a four-wheeler, I'm looking at how much force is going to be pushed on something back here. If he hits a stick, you know, he's 8. If he hits a stick or something, this light's going to be dangling. This one is going to stay in there and probably still be sideways, but it will still stay. So I'm going to prefer this for this situation. So here's the Nilight, as you can tell, the Nilight in this Optronics grommet. I might have to get me another Nilight and do something with that. It fits, you know, using that Optronics grommet. it'll work. I actually like that. I don't know. No, I'll stick with this because I have it. Otherwise, it'll just sit around. Anyway, so for a thin situation, you know, a thin wall bracket for the Nilight light, until they revise this grommet, I would buy an Optronics grommet. Other brands might be the same. All I know is I went to E-Trailer, and I bought a grommet and a light. I had no brand preference or anything. I'm not saying Optronics is the only brand. I'm just saying I happened to buy this. This worked. This grommet is better. This grommet is even thicker than the Nilight. Now, granted, I realize the cost savings aspect, you know, Nilight is going to cut a couple corners. And to cut it on the grommet, I don't know. I'd be more willing to pay 20 or 25 for a pair of Nilight and have good grommets, as opposed to 16 and have cheap grommets and the lights might fall out and I might have to be replacing lights again anyway. It's my 2 cents. So I like the Nilight. I mean, if y'all have seen my channel before on any of my other lighting videos, you know I use Nilight. I love their stuff. I've actually got one of their light bars on my Jeep. I've got the light pods on my big tractor, on my little tractor. I'm going to put a light bar on my Kubota. I'm going to put a light bar on my truck. It's all going to be Nilight. And it's just, they make good quality lights for a good price. I just would like to see that changed. So, let me know what y'all think. Go ahead and light it up. Sweet.
So one thing that you have to remember is you can use the white. It goes on the one that's silverish. Okay, it's white, whatever. So this goes here, and then any other color can go inside.
What does the black one do?
That's the same. One's parking and one is, I forget.
Brake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one's brighter? Was it the red one?
I think.
Yeah, that's definitely brighter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I guess this one is
Brake.
This one's parking, which isn't really that bright. Which is very
Shouldn't be.
It shouldn't?
No.